প্রিয় দর্শক, সরাসরি সম্প্রচারিত স্বাস্থ্যসেবা ও তথ্য বিষয়ক দ্য ডক্টরস অনুষ্ঠানে আমি আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি প্রফেসর ডক্টর ইকবাল হাসান মাহমুদ। প্রতি পর্বেই আমরা চেষ্টা করব নির্দিষ্ট রোগের লক্ষণ, রোগটির প্রতিরোধ ও প্রতিকার নিয়ে আলোচনার পাশাপাশি সংশ্লিষ্ট বিষয়ে পরামর্শ দেওয়ার। দর্শক, আমাদের আজকের আলোচনার বিষয় ব্রেস্ট ক্যান্সার। আর এ বিষয়ে কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকলে ফোন করুন 81899925, 81899926 এবং 81899910 থেকে 19 এই নম্বরে। আর বিষয়টি সম্পর্কে আলোচনা করতে আজ আমাদের সাথে স্টুডিওতে উপস্থিত রয়েছেন ডক্টর ইব্রাহিম ওয়াহিদ, কনসালটেন্ট ক্লিনিক্যাল অনকোলজিস্ট অ্যান্ড মেডিকেল ডিরেক্টর অফ বিকন হসপিটাল, মালয়েশিয়া। Dr. Ibrahim, welcome and selamat datang.
Thank you. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam.
You came to Bangladesh from Malaysia, a very friendly country, I should say.
Yeah.
And I visited several times Malaysia. And Malaysian people, their hospitality is they're so kind. So people like to go to Malaysia for tourism and at the same time for treatment also. There is a train is coming. So you are a leading oncologist in Malaysia. So I want first know that this is October month. That's finishing part. The whole month we just one sort of campaign type program against breast cancer. That is breast cancer awareness month. What is your impression about this month? What you did in Malaysia and why this sort of month every year is celebrated?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I'm very, very pleased to be here in Dhaka. This is my first trip here. It's such a wonderful place. People here are wonderful, and the food here is wonderful, and everybody is so friendly. So thank you. Yes, October month is what we call in Malaysia the Pink October, where it is actually an awareness month for breast cancer, and there are many activities with regards to the Pink October. First of all, from the hospitals, secondly from the NGOs and other people. So from the hospitals, usually they have awareness talks. So a lot of doctors and hospitals and staff give awareness talks, awareness campaign, how to do breast self-examination, teaching people how to do breast self-examination. And there's also subsidized screening program. Say, for example, in Beacon Hospital, we have breast screening offer.
I will listen details about Beacon Hospital, what you do there. So, why breast cancer happen? Any reason there?
Well, breast cancer is one of the commonest cancers now in the world.
In the world.
And it's also
one of the leading cause of cancer death in female also.
Correct. That's correct. It is one of the major causes of death. In Malaysia, it is the leading causes of cancer. There are about 5,000 new cancer cases per year for breast cancer alone in Malaysia, and a lot of them are between the age of 40 to 60. So the trend in our part of the world is that most of the cancer happens between 40 to 60 years old. And we also do see quite a number of young patients below the age of 40 getting breast cancer, which is rather alarming, say, compared to Western figures. In Western countries, most of the breast cancer occurs after the age of 60. But we see a much younger trend.
In Bangladesh also, we are finding the same scenario. Any difference you find in Bangladesh and Malaysia about the incidence rate?
I think they're probably more or less very similar, and we've looked at the statistics for most of the cancers in Asian countries, and including Bangladesh, India, and the trend is very much similar. And the sad part is we do see a lot of patients who have very advanced cancer. That is the sad part.
Dr. Muhammad Ibrahim, you are a leading oncologist in Malaysia and working in Beacon International Specialized Center. And what your impression about the cause? Why breast cancer is the rate of breast cancer is going high?
Okay, I think there are many what we call factors that would increase the risk. We don't actually know the actual cause, but what increases the risk, like early late menopause, early menarche, hormonal, family history. There are some group of breast cancer that are inherited, like the BRCA, if they hold the BRCA genes. But those are very, very small group of patients. But majority of the breast cancer are what we call sporadic. I mean, they occur and there's no family history, there's no trend. And I think it's more related to sort of the westernization. Of our diet and our lifestyle.
The pattern of diet is changing.
Correct. Yes, so more fat.
And people do not want to do exercise.
And less
sedentary life.
Sedentary life.
So,
with the handphones and the computers.
So how the patient will understand that she is going to develop breast cancer? Any sign, symptom?
Okay. Unfortunately, for early stage breast cancer, there are no signs or symptoms. And it's largely what we call asymptomatic. And sometimes they can't even feel the lump until it gets to a very big size. That's why we emphasize on screening or mammography, because mammography can detect very, very early stages of cancer. Even what we call DCIS, that means they haven't developed cancer, it's just about to undergo changes prior to invasive cancer. But early stages of cancers, usually it's best detected by mammogram. By clinical examination, by the time you feel it, the lump is already 1 or 2 centimeters or maybe even more.
Oh. Is it painful or painless?
It is painless, until it gets to a very large stage, or the cancer becomes inflamed, or what we call inflammatory cancer, or sometimes when they starts to ulcerate, then it becomes painless. But the pain usually occurs at a very, very late stage. And sometimes, unfortunately, they present with the spread of the disease as well. That can also cause pain and discomfort.
In Bangladesh, we feel, I'm working in a chest field, pulmonology. So the female patient feel shy to go to a male doctor. Is the same scenario in Malaysia?
I think in Malaysia people are not so fussy. Majority of the breast cancer specialists initially were all males. A lot of the surgeons were male, so the patients were going to male doctors. Many of the oncologists are male, but now there is an increasing trend of more female doctors. But they still, come to...
Doctors are doctors.
Doctors are doctors. They still visit us. So when they have an illness, they are not very choosy. They want the best doctor. And whoever's available and the best person to do the job will certainly help the patient.
Dr. Ibrahim, we'll go for a short break, and after coming from the break, I will discuss about the treatment and everything. দর্শক, এখন সময় হলো ছোট্ট একটি বিরতিতে যাবার। ফিরছে কিছুক্ষণ পরেই, ততক্ষণ একুশের সাথেই থাকুন। প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আপনাদের আবারও স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি দ্য ডক্টরস অনুষ্ঠানে। আমরা আলোচনা করছিলাম ব্রেস্ট ক্যান্সার সম্পর্কে। চলুন আবারও আলোচনায় ফিরে যাই। Dr. Muhammad Ibrahim, again I am welcoming you in our talk show. Many patient, I should say lady person, female folk, they feel if there is any lump she feels in her breast, she's become afraid, apprehended, or she develop cancer or not. So what is your experience?
Okay.
Also all lump is cancer?
No, not all lumps are cancers. So lumps, there are two types. Some are benign and some lumps can develop cancer. Now the benign lumps are usually seen in younger women. They're not so hard and they are more mobile. So they move around and they generally don't grow. Again, they're painless.
Painful also?
Sometimes they can be, so they are aware because it pulls a little bit, some discomfort, but it doesn't grow. And they have certain characteristics when you do ultrasound, and they don't look, they look benign, they don't look malignant. Malignant lumps, on the other hand, they tend to grow. Again, they can be painless, but they tend to grow. And sometimes if they grow under the skin, they can pull the skin. There will be some distortion of the breast. The shape of the breast may change a little bit. Sometimes they
Orange
can cause,
covering like this.
yes, something like that, or dimpling of the skin. And then sometimes you can feel a lump under your armpit or the axillary nodes, so they can go to the armpit. So they have a slightly different character, and when you do it on a mammogram or the ultrasound, you can see very characteristic changes of cancer. So they look very, very different. But generally, what I advise women, if they feel a lump, they're uncertain, better go and see a doctor.
Yes.
Get it checked by a specialist. Don't just wait and assume because it's not painful.
Don't spoil time.
Yes.
দর্শক ডাক্তার ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ ইব্রাহিম খুবই নামকরা একজন ক্যান্সার রোগ বিশেষজ্ঞ মালয়েশিয়ার, যিনি বিকন ইন্টারন্যাশনাল স্পেশালিস্ট সেন্টারে কর্মরত। তিনি বলছেন যে যদি কোনো ব্রেস্টে আপনার স্তনে যদি কোনো চাকা দেখা দেয়, সব চাকাই কিন্তু ক্যান্সার নয়, তবে চিকিৎসকের সঙ্গে কিন্তু সঙ্গে সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করতে হবে, কারণ কোনো কিছুকে নিয়ে অবহেলা করা যাবে না। আর চিকিৎসক পুরুষ হোক মহিলা হোক তার কাছে আসতে হবে, চিকিৎসকই। এটা নিয়ে কোনো লজ্জা বা একটা যে সম্ভ্রম এটা চিন্তা করলে হবে না, এটা নিয়ে বসে থাকারও সময় নেই, কারণ বিশ্বে ব্রেস্ট ক্যান্সারের মৃত্যু হার অনেক বেশি বেড়ে যাচ্ছে। সুতরাং এটাকে অবহেলা করার কোনো রাস্তা নেই। এগেন ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ ইব্রাহিম, what you do suggest a person, female person, that they should check their breast every week or every month?
Now, okay, generally what we do is we have patients checking and also mammogram. Mammogram, it really depends on age group and risk factors. So patients who have a very high family history, we require them to check almost every year to do a mammogram. Otherwise, every 2 to 3 years. For patients who are in Malaysia, we say above the age of 45, sometimes even below above 40. But we have to accept that not everybody has, and every center has mammogram, and not many people have access to mammogram. So we also advocate what we call breast self-examination. So we have pamphlets or leaflets to teach patients how to examine their breast on a monthly basis, so that they can detect. So they have to lie down or they have to stand up, stand in front of the mirror, check the shape of their breast, raise their arms, and to see if there's any distortion in their breast, and to run the fingers starting from the center and moving outwards, not to press their fingers against the chest wall, so that they can feel a lump that is just underneath their fingers. Not to pinch it, don't pinch it, but to press it against the chest wall, so then if they feel like a little lump, like a little peanut between the chest and their fingers, then they should be aware and they should seek further opinion.
Is it weekly or monthly?
Generally, I think you don't have to check it weekly. I think monthly. Breast self-examination will do for most of the patients.
দর্শক, আমরা জানি যে খুব সম্মানজনক একটি উপাধি, বা আমরা বলি যে স্যার বলি, মালয়েশিয়া কিন্তু দাতো বলা হয়। আমাদের আজকের যে অতিথি ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ ইব্রাহিম, উনি একজন দাতো, অত্যন্ত সম্মানিত একজন চিকিৎসক মালয়েশিয়ার। উনি বলছেন যে প্রতি মাসেই একজন মহিলাকে আয়নার সামনে দাঁড়িয়ে বা যে কোনো ভাবে হোক নিজের স্তন নিজে পরীক্ষা করে দেখতে হবে। উনি যেভাবে দেখালেন যে সেটা কোনো চাকা লাগছে কিনা হাতে, অর্থাৎ যাকে আমরা সেলফ ব্রেস্ট এক্সামিনেশন বলে থাকি, এটা কিন্তু খুবই গুরুত্বপূর্ণ এবং সারা বিশ্বে কিন্তু এটা এখন চালু হয়ে গেছে। সুতরাং এখানে আমাদের দেশে, বাংলাদেশেও কিন্তু প্রতি মহিলাকে মাসে একবার হলেও নিজের স্তন নিজে পরীক্ষা করে দেখতে হবে যে কোনো চাকা হাতে লাগে কিনা। এগেন ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ ইব্রাহিম, any new treatment you are doing?
Okay, Treatment for breast cancer is very standard. I think most patients will have to undergo surgery. So the surgery are two types. One is mastectomy, where they remove the whole breast, if the lump is very large, or if the lump is very small, they don't need to remove the breast, but they just remove the lump and do what we call an axillary clearance. They just remove the glands under the armpit.
Dr. Ibrahim, one viewer is just waiting for a question.
Okay.
Hello, দর্শক, আপনি প্রশ্নটি করুন।
হ্যালো
জি জি দর্শক, আমি শুনতে পাচ্ছি, বলুন।
জি আমি ডক্টর ইব্রাহিমকে প্রথমে ওয়েলকাম টু বাংলাদেশ what my question is, everyone is talking about girls or women's breast cancer, but can boys also get breast cancer?
Yes, men do get breast cancer, but it is very, very rare, not very common. It's almost about 1% or less. I've got thousands of patients of women with breast cancer. I only have about 1 or 2 male patients who develop breast cancer, and they tend to be older men rather than younger men. Hardly see any young men getting breast cancer.
So the male person should not be any apprehension about the breast cancer.
Yes, but if they do feel a lump, yes, of course they have to alert. But like I say, it's not as common as females.
Very, very rare, I should
Yes,
say.
very rare.
And you were talking about the treatment, mastectomy.
Yes, so you either have a mastectomy or lumpectomy. That means just removing the lump. And then after that, they will assess we will assess the pathology report and see whether they are at high risk or low risk. If they are at high risk, they also need chemotherapy. And depends on the pathology type. Sometimes they need
Dr.
drug.
Ibrahim, we will learn more about treatment after a small break.
Okay.
প্রিয় দর্শক, সময় হলো আরো একটি বিরতিতে যাবার। ফিরছে কিছুক্ষণ পরেই, ততক্ষণ একুশের সাথেই থাকুন। প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আপনাদের আবারও স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। আমি প্রফেসর ডক্টর ইকবাল হাসান মাহমুদ, দ্য ডক্টরস অনুষ্ঠানে। আমরা আলোচনা করছিলাম ব্রেস্ট ক্যান্সার সম্পর্কে। আলোচনায় আমাদের সঙ্গে রয়েছেন দাতো ডক্টর ইব্রাহিম ওয়াহিদ, কনসালটেন্ট ক্লিনিক্যাল অনকোলজি অ্যান্ড মেডিকেল ডিরেক্টর অফ বিকন হসপিটাল, মালয়েশিয়া। Dr. Ibrahim, again welcome you after this break. You were talking about the treatment.
Yes, I was talking about chemotherapy. Like I said, we have to look at the risk factors based on the patient's pathology report. If they have high risk, we would recommend chemotherapy. And sometimes if they have what we call HER2 expression, they also need Herceptin therapy. The next part of the treatment is hormonal treatment. If they are hormone positive, we give them hormonal treatment. And the last part is they also need radiation treatment. So sometimes if they have breast conservative, that means they only had a lumpectomy, they must undergo radiation treatment. Or for some patients with got very large lump, they need to undergo radiation treatment to the chest wall.
What about the prognosis? How long the patient survive after?
Well, for stage 1 and stage 2 breast cancer, the survival is very, very good. We are talking about more than 90%. In our center, more than 90% of patients with stage 1, stage 2 survive for more than 5 years. Stage 3, it drops quite a bit, so maybe around 60 to 70%. But the problem is in stage 4. Stage 4, when the cancer has spread everywhere, then the survival for 5 years is anything between 20 to 40%.
Yes, it's coming down.
Yes.
Depending on the rate, grade which stage in patient. You are working in Beacon International Specialist Center. It's located in Kuala Lumpur or near Kuala Lumpur?
It's near Kuala Lumpur. It's in Petaling Jaya, which is just at the outskirts.
So close to Kuala Lumpur.
It's so close to Kuala Lumpur.
I visited Petaling Jaya. Beautiful place. What is it? Only you treat cancer patient there?
Yes. We started off Beacon Hospital specializing in cancer, but we also have other what we call medical and surgical subspecialties like neurosurgeon, orthopedic, eye, gynecology, urology. So we are diversifying, but a lot of our bread and butter is mainly focusing on cancer treatment. That's what we're good at, and that's what we're focusing on, cancer. And we recently had the ESMO Award, or the European Society of Medical Oncology Award, for being an integrated center for oncology and palliative care.
If a patient goes to your center, it will be expensive or not? The people, I think it will strike on every patient's mind in Bangladesh. It will be expensive like other countries?
I think certainly compared to Europe and some of the other neighboring countries in Malaysia, I think we are very, very competitive. You know, I think in Malaysia we are reasonably priced, and our ringgit is also not very high. It's not very strong. So I think patients find that a lot of patients can afford to have treatment, and our center, because we are focused in cancer and we specialize in cancer work, we can be very, very, very competitive in terms of treatment cost. So they don't have to worry. But a lot of treatment also depends on the drugs. Some of them are not in our hands. Like, say, for example, some of the immunotherapy or some of the neo-targeted treatment, they can be very, very, very expensive. So, but they're charged by the pharmaceutical companies.
And now there is a new concept in medical tourism. I think that the patient, if goes to Malaysia, they will get the treatment. At the same time, they will see different parts of beautiful Malaysia. That is what you call Malaysia, truly Asia.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Yes, there's a lot of things to see. And one thing good about Malaysia is that even in Kuala Lumpur, there are plenty of things to do, not only shopping, but also sightseeing, many places to visit in and around Kuala Lumpur. And things are not that expensive. Food is cheap. And most importantly, there are a lot of halal food that's available for many of our Muslim patients.
So no problem about
yes,
food.
No
Thank you very much, Dr. Muhammad Ibrahim, for coming our studio and coming Bangladesh.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very pleased to be
প্রিয়
here.
দর্শক, আমরা জানি বাংলাদেশে অত্যন্ত জনপ্রিয় একটি প্রতিষ্ঠান জিডি অ্যাসিস্ট। আপনারা যদি এই মালয়েশিয়ার চিকিৎসা যদি যেতে চান, তাহলে জিডি অ্যাসিস্টের মাধ্যমে কিন্তু যেতে পারেন। আমি ফোন নম্বরটা বলছি জিডি অ্যাসিস্টের 01617666888। আবার বলছি 01617666888। জিডি অ্যাসিস্ট আপনাদেরকে সহযোগিতা করবে মালয়েশিয়ায় যে কোনো ধরনের চিকিৎসা পেতে। প্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা অনুষ্ঠানের একেবারে শেষ প্রান্তে পৌঁছে গেছি। আপনারা ভালো থাকুন, সুস্থ থাকুন, সুন্দর থাকুন। আর আমাদের অনুষ্ঠান দেখে আশা করি উপকৃত হবেন, এবং মালয়েশিয়া গিয়ে চিকিৎসা নেওয়ার ব্যাপারে কিন্তু অনেক সুযোগ এখন সৃষ্টি হয়ে গেছে, এবং মালয়েশিয়া চিকিৎসার দিক দিয়ে অনেক বেশি এগিয়ে গেছে। আশা করি আপনারা এই সুযোগটি নেবেন। আপনারা ভালো থাকবেন। আর ডক্টর মোহাম্মদ ইব্রাহিম, এগেইন থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ ফর কামিং আওয়ার স্টুডিও। থ্যাংকস আ লট।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
প্রিয় দর্শক, আজ এ পর্যন্তই। আশা করি আবার দেখা হবে আগামী সপ্তাহে একই সময় একই দিনে। সে পর্যন্ত আপনারা সুস্থ থাকবেন, সুন্দর থাকবেন, এটাই আমাদের প্রত্যাশা। সবার জন্য রইল অনেক অনেক শুভকামনা।